Thank you all who's joined and who are joining. Brad and Rob here from the iGUIDE team. Excited to kind of walk you through our latest update to our CAD deliverables. Like I mentioned, those are our drafted deliverables beyond a traditional iGUIDE. Floor plans, 3D models, exterior elevations. It's been a little over a year since we initially released our advanced drafting services, which got into these deliverables. So here we're at a natural evolution. We've gotten a lot of feedback from you over the course of the past 12, 15 months. And we're starting to action all of that stuff. We're starting to understand how our customers are using it, where we can fit in, how we can support. So this is kind of that first step in us evolving that. And Rob can kind of get into some of that feedback back a little bit here.
A few things we've heard from you. We launched advanced drawing services about a year ago. Um, we've heard a lot of really good feedback about the CAD deliverables, the CAD drawings, the 3D models, the plotted drawings that we've been producing, and some great stories about how much it's helped you all get a head start on your projects and collaborate more effectively with stakeholders. There are a couple of things that we heard that we wanted to make some improvements on. These are a few themes here. So one, I needed exterior elevation drawings, but in order to get them, I actually had to order a whole 3D model, and that's not exactly what I needed. So it feels like I'm overpaying for what I actually need. It feels like what we're delivering isn't exactly aligned with what you need. The next one is I only needed working drawings, not PDF plots, but I had to order PDF plots anyways. Um, let's say you're a firm who does all their own CAD work and really just needs us to produce a drawing file or a set of drawing files to start working from as sort of a head start, so you don't have to do all that work from scratch in-house. Again, feels like I'm overpaying and getting way more than I really need here by giving us the PDF plots. And then lastly, when ordering CAD deliverables, it was hard to understand when I was going through the page where I'm creating an iGUIDE, what I was actually going to get when I hit create iGUIDE. So we took all that. Those are sort of the three main themes. We took all those together um, and made a couple of updates to how our CAD deliverables are packaged. Our aim was to separate apart the 3D CAD package into its components and allow you to order them a la carte. So if you only need floor plans and exterior elevations, you can order only floor plans and exterior elevations, for example. Or similarly with roof plans, reflected ceiling plans, and exterior elevation drawings as well. So I'm gonna flip it back over to Brad to talk through each of the broken down CAD deliverables, what they are, and then I'm gonna show you how to order those, how you would go about ordering those via the iGUIDE portal in the new way of doing things.
So the goal here is to kind of remind everyone the deliverables that we offer. And we haven't changed our deliverables. We've modified them slightly, made them easier to understand, established some consistency, and we're pushing hard on the consistent quality of these. The drafting team works tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure that we are blowing it out of the water for you guys. But let me share. I'm going to walk you through our showcase page. I think Maya's going to share it in the link too. It's a um, great page that kind of walks through all of our deliverables and explains them well. So I got the R1 here in front of me as well. So again, just a general high level recap. Of course, the R1 offers the 360 visuals with the time of flight LiDAR, which gives us, the accurate floor plans and the 3D virtual tour. When we get into advanced deliverables, we use that LiDAR to capture a lot of them. And again, it's 2D planar LiDAR. But as many of you know, if you rotate the R1 on its side, you're now capturing vertical data, building sections or vertical profiles. And that data is super valuable when we're creating like exterior elevations, if we're going for really accurate RCP plans, or of course the 3D model where we need that data to build it out accurately for you. But to kind of walk through the cornerstone of any of our packages is, of course, the iGUIDE. The main package that you would buy for any ADS deliverable would be our premium. Of course, the main thing there is it includes the premium fixtures and furnitures. They can be toggled on and off within the iGUIDE settings. So even if you've got the premium iGUIDE, you can turn them off if you're choosing not to have them and you want to simplify the floor plan. You can toggle that within the settings. But as many of you know, you're seeing, it's this traditional 3D tour. It gives you the accurate floor plans. And then that's what we jump off of when we're doing the drafted deliverables. One thing that we're seeing a lot when it comes to any kind of site documentation or ADS deliverable, if it's used by interior designers and they're looking at stages, is actually the typical stage or timeline view. So a lot of our customers are using it to capture, the different stages of construction. So here is a construction project. You can see this is all the studs, walls are open. You're starting to see the mechanical equipment, but people are actually using the floors and updating their iGUIDEs to add pre, during, and post construction documentation all within one iGUIDE. Not only is it great as a leave behind for your customers and value add, you can use the measurement tools, you can pull off and take off any measurements that you need right from the tour. And then, of course, you own the data. That offline iGUIDE can be used forever. So if you're ever using it to look at, hey, where was the wiring? Where did we run the ducting again? You always have the full imaging that goes along with it. And a lot of our customers are using it for these stages to show the progress and using them as marketing pieces. So a lot of value in having that virtual tour. Just adds that robust data set when documenting a property, thinking about home inspections, appraisals, anything like that. Having all of the images and all the conditions has been super valuable. So our packages typically include the premium. For many of you, we also include the DWG or the CAD floor plans on the standard as well. Again, the main difference between these deliverables would be the fixtures and furniture, which can be toggled on the premium anyways. And then there's some features that are baked into the premium, of course, but generally the same. And then I do want to touch on the Radex, which is really the entry level into the CAD deliverables. This is incredibly valuable for site conditions or continuous documentation, site progress captures. You can see that instead of having a drafted floor plan, you got the LiDAR floor plan. It's unaligned. It gets you right there real quick, but you can still see, you still have the full visual tour, and it's a lot cheaper of a price point, so you can do it on a consistent basis throughout the life cycle of that project. The main things we want to highlight here, though, of course, are the ADS deliverables. One thing I want to ask too, and Maya, if we can throw a poll out, is really understanding the tools that you guys are using. Part of this change here is we got a lot of feedback on our 3D models. Even though our team is using Revit to draft, people are using SketchUp or Chief Architect or other platforms to consume the deliverables, and we want to make sure it has supportability. So one of the updates we made is now our 3D model is not just available in RVT, but also available as DWG to give you that portability. So that was a big piece of feedback that we got. But yeah, to kind of walk through some of these deliverables as you guys are filling that out. And I'm not looking at questions, so if there's questions, please let me know, keep me honest. But of course, the cornerstone one here is 2D floor plans. As you can see here, a really good example of a standard 2D floor plan. We follow all industry standards when drafting and layering. And it's a repeatable and reliable floor plan that really can help you jumpstart into your design process. If you're using 2D models, that's a really great place to start. Of course, on top of that would be our RCPs, the reflected ceiling plan. Again, we're always finding ways to improve. We've added a little bit over time to the RCP when it comes to the accuracy and the placement of them, but just the items that we're including in the RCP. But one thing that we're now making it more readily available. It's available on the premium, and we can kind of get into the ordering on the other side. Exterior elevations is a big one. I'm really excited about pulling this one out of our 3D package. This is one that we got frequent requests for, and the full 3D model was unnecessary. So this will be a big one that's picked up as an individual deliverable where you're getting detailed exterior elevation drawings, 2D flat format, in DWG format, includes all the detail that you would expect out of the traditional 3D package exterior elevations. So it's really giving you a high fidelity exterior elevation here for quick takeoffs, and to understand the makeup of that property. So excited about that deliverable. Our roof plans, traditionally we get a lot of these, of course, on commercial projects. It's both flat roofed and pitched roof. This, along with exterior elevations, of course, requires that exterior or the vertical scanning where we're picking up vertical data to help us draft and accurately represent the elements at the different heights. But as you can see here, we're indicating pitch, we're indicating, the different sections of the roof, penetrations if it's commercial projects. So these are really great if you're doing pre-construction site surveys, where you need to kind of get a full evaluation of roof conditions and potential risk items. And then the main item here too would be our fully drafted 3D model. I'm not going to pretend that I can navigate this 3D model like a pro, but it gets me really excited when we can deliver more of these over time, and help jumpstart the design process. So again, saving time here of someone having to manually measure every single detail within that property for them to start building the 3D model and then starting the design work on top of that. So using iGUIDE to give you that head start into that project, allow you to validate the measurements, build out the detail that you need, and then do your design on top of that. Anything I missed there, Rob, before I flip it to you on more on the ordering of our deliverables? Does anyone have any questions about those deliverables? I guess one thing yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, you were going to cover PDF plots as well.
Oh, yes. First, just on the 3D model, for anyone who was ordering before, we used to have two 3D models and they had different quality and levels of detail. We now only have one, which is the higher fidelity model. So when you order a 3D model, we do require vertical scanning to give that higher fidelity, more accurate model. So there's no confusion here. Anytime you order a 3D model from us, it'll be consistent in those deliverables. And yeah, I wanted to touch on our plotted PDFs. So these are all the add-ons that we get. Traditionally, so these are all the working files, the files that people are using to springboard or get a head start into the design process or into their project in general. Traditionally, with our legacy 2D and 3D packages, we always included a plotted drawing or a plotted PDF package, which included all the deliverables you ordered along with that. We still offer that today. So Rob will kind of walk through the ordering, but if you're going down that path, that's when you'd order what we're calling our advanced drawing package. So essentially you're ordering that advanced drawing package because you need those plotted PDFs, whether you're passing along all the deliverables directly to your customer, or those drawings are helpful for you in your process as you work through your project. But Rob, I guess I'll flip it to you and you can kind of walk through the create page.
Just addressing one or two more questions there in the chat. So exterior elevations are now part of the 3D Revit model, correct? So you could always generate exterior elevation drawings from the 3D Revit model. When you ordered the 3D CAD package from us before, we had actually produced the exterior elevation drawings for you in DWG format, as in addition to producing the 3D Revit model. And I'll kind of combine this with the next question for 3D files. Do provide various file outputs like 3ds? We provide two output file formats. So one is we draft in Revit. We draft our 3D models in Revit, and then we can provide the Revit file to you, or if you prefer, we can export the Revit into a DWG, the 3D model Revit into the DWG and supply that to you. So we other file formats apart from RVT and DWG for 3D, we do not currently support. Now, allow me to pop into the iGUIDE portal and show you how to order. Here's how you'll order the new advanced drawing deliverables. So I'm going to choose architecture and remodel. The same options are available in facilities management if that is your industry. Now, for the first use case, let's say I need to collaborate with stakeholders. I need to share plotted drawings internally to get alignment on things. I need a single source of truth for what was drafted by iGUIDE initially. I want plotted drawings in PDF format. If that's the case, you choose Advanced Drawing Package. Choose your system of measure, and selected for you is an iGUIDE Premium. So Premium features is on. Floor plans, you'll get floor plan drawings, and you'll get the raw LiDAR point cloud data in DXF format. So if you do need to go back all the way back to the point cloud to do your own drafting on top, you can. Um, Now, and you'll see here plotted drawings, I'm getting plotted drawings in PDF format. Now, if my project requires an exterior elevation drawing or a roof plan or reflected ceiling plan, I can check those options off here. And then down here, if I want a 3D model, I can have iGUIDE draft me a 3D model either in Revit format or DWG format, as we sort of discussed there. Now, let's say I check off exterior elevations. Notice this box comes up that says some add-ons you selected come with advanced capture requirements. Because for exterior elevation drawings, we require vertical scans and exterior scans. Um, this is linking you out to some help articles on how to do vertical scanning and exterior scanning that to help you out. Okay, so if I don't need plotted PDFs, I would choose an iGUIDE Premium in most cases. And if I want iGUIDE to not draft any CAD for me, if I just want the iGUIDE Premium, this might be post-construction validation or other reasons why I would just want an iGUIDE. I don't have to select any CAD. If I want iGUIDE to produce CAD for me, I'm going to choose CAD files. And again, I'm getting at least a floor plan and the raw point cloud data. And then again, if my project requires, I can I can check off any of these options. Now an iGUIDE Premium comes with cabinets, countertops included. If you just want the room, that's the iGUIDE Standard. I think Brad covered this earlier. And if you're getting an iGUIDE Standard, then you can also get a DWG floor plan with it, and you'll get the raw point cloud data. And Brad covered this earlier, but different construction phases may require less drafting by iGUIDE, and you just want the point cloud data in the 3D tour, or 360 tour, sorry. That's when you would choose Radix. Anything to add there, Brad? Or we move on?
I'm hoping that this is a familiar look and feel to everyone now as you're like from what you've ordered legacy. I think Rob's highlighted it quite well. The piece that we're trying to deliver within this update is the flexibility of ordering and therefore pricing.
Mhm.
If you need plotted drawings, the advanced drawing package is your starting point. So go that way. If you don't need plotted drawings and you're just looking for the working files, the premium is the starting point, and everything can be selected within there within a couple clicks. So again, trying to make it easy, trying to flag when you need those vertical scans. But yeah,
Yep.
looks good, Rob.
So prior to this change, if you wanted exterior elevation drawings or a roof plan, you would have to order a 3D model also and plotted drawings also. And so we've broken it apart. By breaking it apart, we've also created a la carte pricing for each add-on, so you only pay for what you need. And the next slide that Brad's going to jump to here will show the pricing breakdown for each add-on.
This is maybe a good transition slide. One, this highlights, of course, all the individual deliverables we have and their USD pricing per square foot. I imagined the first question everyone would be asking would be around SLAs. We have typical ones below each deliverable there. That's once you get the iGUIDE back, the additional days that it would take to do some of these deliverables. I also want to call out that some of these deliverables would be stacked. For example, we would be building some of the 3D model to give you the exterior elevations. So it's not just cookie cutter, this is when we'll deliver them by, but typically what we've been pushing to deliver. So I thought we'd kind of highlight some of those.
A few questions here came in. When I choose radix and get the DXF file and then later update to standard iGUIDE, why does the DXF file disappear on my iGUIDE for that property? I can handle this one. So it used to be that DXF files were only produced with a radix. Now DXF files will be produced with any tier of iGUIDE that you request, provided that you have requested CAD from us. So at least the CAD floor plans, and then you'll get the DXF files for every floor. So that change has happened with this update.
Jennifer, I see your comment here. And maybe Rob will have more color on it, but I can talk by working with the operators and being on site and doing this a little bit myself too. The time savings isn't all that prep work. That's why we're calling it the head start. The being on site, manually measuring all the detail you need to give you a 3D model is incredibly time consuming. You jump in with the PlanX or the PlanX R1. Capturing is a lot quicker. All the data is reliable. You are simultaneously capturing 3D images. And then if we can turn around even drafted floor plans, let alone a 3D model, within a week or two, it really helps someone jumpstart into a project. So depending on what your process was before, if it was traditional, which a lot of customers were, you could be saving days, if not easily weeks, before you're actually into the design process or the actual project element that you're delivering for your customers. So we're saving that much time.
Bernard's question, what are upcoming changes for pricing? I presume that was asked prior to us showing this slide. And so these are the pricing changes that were included with this update. And then Luciano has a question about vertical scans.
I just had one question or one comment on the pricing, and I think that's really important. We tried really hard to keep the pricing consistent to the legacy packages to these packages. So there's no pricing change, no increases. We're working hard on our side to be more efficient in our deliverables. And that's also breaking it down. It puts a lot of onus on us and making sure that we can deliver. So no increase here, which has been fantastic. We're able to maintain that pricing and give you the flexibility of picking and choosing what you need, which could ultimately lower your costs as you get into it if you don't need all the things that we were offering before. Do you want me to chat to the data organization?
Yeah, yes, please.
This is one that I've been back and forth on. So no matter what, so the question is about vertical scans and are they in the same session as the horizontal scans or a dedicated session? So captured all within the same project within the survey app. What I traditionally do is every single profile or building section that I'm creating on vertical scans are on its own floor. It helps me keep the data organized. It helps our drafters keep the data organized, so it's easier to find the information that they're looking for while they're building out the packages. So anytime I do an exterior profile or a site, or if I'm doing a slice of the building, I would have those on individual floors to keep it organized. We do highlight that in our knowledge base a little bit if you're looking at some of the advanced capture help, and we'll link to that after as well. Jen, to be clear, the DWG floor plan is not part of the advanced drawing package. It is, so maybe Rob, we can go to the create page again. I think that might not be a terrible thing if you still have it open.
Yeah, I do.
The DWG is an add-on like any other. It is available on the standard iGUIDE. So if you click standard iGUIDE, it's on there. A premium, it's there. And then also as part of our advanced drawing package, as soon as you select that, it's included by default.
Talking about the floor plan drawings?
Yes. Yeah. So you'll see, Jennifer, that they're included under each item within the architectural and remodel industry. I'm glad we got so many people out. We really want to help you guys succeed with these deliverables and getting what you need and making sure we're constantly refining them based on the feedback that you're getting from your customers. If you have any questions, reach out to our support team. If you have any feedback, I'll give you Rob's cell phone number. You can call him at any time of the day. But yeah, really excited to get these going and kind of show you what we have in store over the next few months as we continue to develop this program. But yeah, thanks for joining.
Thanks, everybody.
Good seeing everyone. Bye now.